Hello there, C Group leaders. I just wanted to take a few minutes here down in my favorite coffee shop to share a bit about our upcoming C Group series on prayer, and also just share some things that are really close to the heart of our vision for community groups. First, just a few things about the study. I'm excited about what God's going to do as we consider this book, A Praying Life by Paul Miller. I really enjoyed this book. It was very helpful for me, really challenging, but really encouraging. I'd encourage you to get the book, get everyone in your groups to get the book. I don't think it'll be the same if they don't read it, but it's phenomenal. I think it's going to appeal to people all over the spectrum. I think intellectual types are going to dig it because it's not lightweight, but at the same time it's really accessible, it's easy to read. He used a lot of cool illustrations and stories, so I think even the people that aren't that big of readers are going to like it as well. So encourage people to get the book and check it out and go on a prayer journey with us this summer. I really thought that God did some great things last year as we considered revival, and I think for the foreseeable future over the summer we'll do things like this. But I'm just excited to see what God will do, how He'll make us more dependent upon Him, how that will be expressed more through prayer. So grab the book, give it a read. I'm certainly really excited about it. Well, welcome back to the Nostril Cam. I'm here at the homestead with the aquarium in the background and some Coldplay in the foreground, and just wanted to spend a little bit of time now talking about where we, the Charis elders, see community groups going. I just want to talk a little bit about vision. I want to put that before you, remind you, especially in terms of how we should be missional as community groups. Now, I think a good definition of the church, according to the Bible, is what I get from the book Total Church by Chester and Timmis. It's a gospel community on mission. And I also think that's a good summary of what we want to accomplish in community groups. We want to be people gathered around and growing in the gospel. We want to experience that together as community, but we also want to take it out on mission. Well, community was never meant to be an end unto itself, and it was always meant to be taken outward. But one thing that we can so easily do as Christians is make community an idol and make that what we're all about, and we can hoard it and keep it to ourselves and be insular people and not care about those outside, the people that need to hear about Christ. Well, God certainly wants us to enjoy that gospel community, but it's always meant to be shared. According to Scripture, we're always to look outward, looking for other people we can draw into that community. And therefore, we want community groups to have a couple of missional components where we're sharing justification and also spreading justice. When we talk about justification, we're talking about the message of us being declared right with God. This is us sharing the gospel message. And so what we want to continue to do is build a climate in community groups where we're seeking to encourage one another to share the gospel with those around us. So check out this attached networking article by Keller, where he talks about each of us striving to have an incubator, he calls it, where we have 4 or 5 people in our life that we're trying to share Christ with. And in our community groups is the perfect place to ask people about those and to pray over those people to help us be missional. The other aspect of the equation, of course, is justice. We want each of our groups to be out in the community seeking mercy, seeking to spread justice, seeking the shalom or welfare or good of the city. So as you know, each of our community groups is supposed to have a shalom mission, an area of the city where we're seeking as a community group to serve. And so I would just really encourage you in that to be working with Ryan Worley, who's the deacon over Shalom, to be praying about ways that God could use you in your city. And so you're not just out seeking to share the gospel message, justification, but we're also out there seeking to spread mercy or justice. Now that's just one aspect of how I believe we can grow in community groups. It is going out there and sharing our faith. I think we can do so much better at that, be so much more faithful, and we can hold each other accountable and pray for one another each week in that, read that networking article. And then also, in terms of shalom, we want each group to have a shalom mission, But we also want that to become more and more a comprehensive part of life together as a group, and not just a once a month isolated project where we kind of pop in and pop out. Well, another thing we can do is we can end up becoming really selfish with our community groups, and we can end up making comfort an idol. We can so much get used to having the same people there each week, to having the same people to hang out with, to just enjoy that sort of gospel community, and we can end up resisting anything that will step into that and alter that. Well, here's how we want to fight against that. Another angle that we want to see in our community groups to keep them missional sounds like this. There's a couple angles to this. We want our groups to be open and multiplying. We think that will fight against this comfort idolatry. When we say open, that means we want people to be coming to the groups at any time. So that means that you and people in your group will be out in the community inviting people to the group. You'll be on Sunday mornings inviting new people that you meet to come to the group, unbelievers, believers, all the time, and it'll be normal to have new people there. You know, most of you at one time or another came to Charis and likely instantly got involved in a community group. You were welcome right in, and you instantly got to enjoy all that rich gospel community. And if we keep doing that, it's going to keep us from getting all comfy and not wanting to be on mission for Jesus. Well, here's the other thing we want to do to fight this comfort idolatry. We always want to have our groups multiplying. What happens if we get a group of, say, 12 people, everyone gets along, it's rich, it's great community? Well, we're tempted to just get comfortable. There's really no motivation to invite anyone else, and we're also tempted to get comfortable in our gifts and not using those gifts. You know, you can have great leaders, great hosts that can be sitting there in the groups. There can be people that aren't challenged to use their gifts in ministry. But if we multiply, that's not the case. You know, we multiply the group, and then suddenly you maybe have 6 people in the group, and you're again motivated to include other people. A new person is leading, new people are hosting, people are being stretched all around. That's one huge key way that we want to stretch ourselves toward mission, is by multiplying our groups and not being satisfied and comfortable. So what do we do to make sure that our community groups are missional community groups? Well, we fight against idolizing community and idolizing comfort by, on one hand, being out in the city, proclaiming justification, sharing the gospel, and also spreading shalom, mercy, justice. But on the other hand, too, we're also striving to make our groups open and multiplying. We're always bringing new people in. We're always including new folks in our community groups. And then, as the groups fill up, we multiply, which encourages us to invite more and raise up new leaders once again. So friends, I really encourage you as a community group leader to just be praying about how you can help your group grow in these areas, how you can stay not comfortable, not have things easy all the time, but how you can be looking out in the community, looking out on Sunday mornings and thinking, how can we stretch ourselves? How can we be on mission as a group and be truly a gospel community on mission? Thanks so much for watching this video. I know it ended up a little bit long. That's just the way I roll. I apologize. Again, I'm pumped about the book, A Praying Life. Check that out. Have your people read it, enjoy it, pray over it. And again, this summer, join us for the outdoor prayer gatherings we're going to have. Read along according to the reading schedule and encourage your folks to do the same. Definitely allow some time in your community group each week to pray. If we're going to talk about prayer, let's do it. And let's just ask that God would revive us again, that He would draw us near to Him, and He would just do some amazing things in our church this summer. Again, thanks for serving. Thanks for leading your group. We're incredibly grateful for you. It's not an easy job. We love you guys. Thanks. God bless.